Good afternoon, guys. It's really a great honor to be here at this first Korean blockchain conference. And my name is Jenny, and I am the co-founder of Blockcast, and I also work for the Bybit NFT marketplace. So if any of you got really good NFT projects, please come to me and give me your project. So we're happy to list all those good assets to our exchange. Now I'll give a, let our guest to give a brief introduction of yourself, like a really brief one. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andy Lian. I'm the chairman of BigONE exchange. So we are top 50 globally. I'm also a investor, fund manager, and is really happy to see everyone in Korea.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Davy Go. I am a CEO of Passion Venture Capital. This is a licensed fund management house in Singapore. Right? I'm very, very happy, and I'd like to thank HS and Mr. Kim for inviting me to this event. I think it's fantastically organized. Right? I circulated the agenda to all my friends. They wanted to come. So I think there's a lot of international interest to come here. Myself, I've been in banking and finance for 35 years. Right? And I'm still very keen on blockchain. So we were in a briefing room earlier. Yun was saying he's 35 years old and he's still over blockchain. So I guess I'm 58. I'm way over the hill for blockchain. But honestly, there are a lot of traditional bankers who wants to come to blockchain, right? And I hope I can work with HS and Mr. Kim to set up an academy, blockchain academy in Singapore as well as Korea, because a lot of people wants to learn. My CFO, who used to run listed company in New York and Singapore, he came to me last month and said he wants to set up an NFT, but he doesn't know how to do it. I have another guy who wanted to run an exchange. He doesn't know how to do it. So there are a lot of bankers out there who love the blockchain space, but they do not know how to do it, right? So I'm very happy. Hopefully, HS and Mr. Kim, I have the opportunity to work with them to set up an academy in Singapore to drive blockchain. And I think Jenny's going to ask us what's the latest trend in blockchain. The latest trend is hopefully we have more bankers. 50% in this room will be bankers, and 50% are your traditional blockchain guy. On that note, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. 我是九一路，然后我是开用 Orange Storage 合伙人，然后我们是一家全球分布式存储的服务商，我们主要提供 Filecoin、BTC、ETH 等区块链领域的这种挖矿业务。谢谢大家。
So I will do a brief introduction of Joe. Joe is the VP from the Origin Storage. They are into the mining and storage business of Filecoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm the CEO of the Bigbang Angels, which is the early stage investors. In 10 years, we've invested in more than 100 early stage startups. Absolutely. Some of them is blockchain startups too. Let's talk amazing things in this conference. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to our topic number 1, blockchain trends in Asia. So guys, please tell me what is the trend in your home country? So what is the hottest in the market in every one of your country, home country? Andy, maybe start from you.
Thanks, Jenny. So the trends in the more global aspect, let's not just talk about in Singapore, right? So the global trend for NFT is looking at artwork right now. They are looking at good artwork to be digitized into NFTs. I think right now in Korea, there's a lot of, like Korean K-pop IP, getting themselves into the NFT space. That's the second thing that we see. The third thing that we see is also looking at NFT as a form of access pass. They give the fans a club-like or membership-like access, to maybe to the UFC fighter, for example, or to the singer, for example. I think these are the trends that are in the market right now. Other than that, I do see that there are some other forms of NFT that is driven by the community. It could be driven by a meme coin, for example. It could be a Shiba Inu, or it could be a Kishu Inu, for example. Those meme coins have probably more than a few 100,000 of users. Those are another form of utility for NFTs. And that kind of utility is really powerful because they have the community backing them, and they are working from the community up. So they will start their NFT project with a few 100,000 users right at the start. So that kind of trend is phenomenon, is very important, and we will see that kind of shift from there. And then my last bit is, of course, there are many other traditional players, in the space, be it a banker or be it a stamp collector who's trying to get into the NFT space, thinking that NFT is a good space for them to, recreate their art. I think that is also another trend, but again, I hope to see more push towards that form of NFT, because most of the NFT right now all exist in the digital form, mostly. Those that are doing very well, mostly are in the digital form, started from a digital form. So I do hope to see more amazing integration, from the market and within the market. So from a BigONE perspective, from the exchange, we do see a lot of new projects that are NFT-based coming into the exchange. And I hope, again, to see more players, from the traditional space, jumping the bandwagon into the NFT space to create more hype and bring a different kind of expertise into the current NFT marketplace. Thank you.
Okay, Davy?
Yeah, I'm going to, a lot of them talk about blockchain, and blockchain is about community, right? And let me share a little bit about community, right? Personally, about 6 months ago, one of my portfolio manager, he's been earning billions of dollars of corporate finance, right? But he started to invest in DeFi, right? And he was so surprised that he made about more than 20% return on DeFi. So he's like, wow, he's the same age as me, 58 years old, right? So that is community. My own sister in Canada called me up 3 months ago, Davy, I want to invest in blockchain. I'm invested, I make money. That is community, right? So the community has spread out to a lot of people, right? I will not talk about product innovation or blockchain. Product will innovate and innovate and innovate. But the community itself is evolving very fast. You need talent, right? Today, the foreign exchange market is about 8 trillion FX done a day, right? So you had about probably $2.2 trillion total coin itself. But just imagine FX is $8 trillion done every single day. So if you want to see this market evolving, as what Andy has alluded, and what Dr. Michael on my left talked about, the last 2 years was DeFi as well as NFT, right? I'm sure there's new product coming up along the way. But in order to hit the next level, I think it's about the community and the training and the talent, the people. There's a lot of demand to learn about blockchain, right? And I really hope we can set up an academy to bring up this, and then your next leg will go. I'm not too worried about product innovation. There will be product innovation. At the same time, the other thing you have to take note of is regulation. Regulation is holding some of you guys back, but at the same time, I always say embrace regulation. Because I'm a licensed fund manager, I embrace regulation, and that's where you can grow. Do not avoid regulation, right? Today, Singapore itself, our regulator, wants to be the Asia Blockchain Hub. MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, wants Singapore to be the Asia Blockchain Hub. So I really welcome some of you to come to Singapore where we can work together. So the trend, the mega trend, is really about blockchain guys coming into the traditional space. So I'm very pleased to announce that I'm working with HS as well as Mr. Kim to work from the traditional side and the blockchain side, how to make things grow even faster, right? Because we are regulated, we embrace regulation. And in order for it to grow, we really have to embrace regulation. We have to train more people. We have to train more bankers like me. A lot more bankers out there who wants to learn more. So I think training and talent are the future trend. Thank you so much.
Joe, you can start.
NFT and DeFi 大家讲的比较多，我们还有另外2个热点是链游和 Web 3.0的基础建设。Web 3.0的基础建设是以分布式存储，包括 Filecoin 在中国1年的投资资金超过1000亿，然后以链游为代表 FarmWorld 的入场资金1个月之内能够入场有超过80亿人民币的这种入场资金，我们觉得钱的趋势就是大家所谓的这种热点，而钱的方向也代表了大家能够未来挣钱的地方。
Okay, I'll do a brief introduction, translation. Joe mentioned that not only the NFT and DeFi, just now Andy and Davy mentioned, is the trend. He also thinks that GameFi and Web3 is other 2 big trends because we can see a lot of money flowing into these 2 areas. For example, he can see like over $100 billion has been like flowing into Web3 infrastructures. So he think like where the money goes, it shows the trends. Yeah, that's all. And Michael?
Yeah. What I wanted to add is applying NFT technology or products into the traditional industries, such as the TV manufacturer. You may already have heard about that. LG and Samsung Electronics is developing the TV product, which is built in the NFT selling functions, which means even this kind of traditional TV manufacturer, very old guys, is adopting this technology, NFT technology, into their products, which means their clients, their consumers, they can teach their consumers with these TV products. Some of them, you already know that TV selling annually is selling more than 200 million units in a year, which means at least 1% of these products, these TVs, is selling with NFT selling functions. I believe that the more the consumers will adopt, will accept this kind of NFT trends. That's my belief.
Thank you, Michael. And for me, the trends is definitely NFT because I am doing the NFT marketplace, and we can see like NFT this, NFT that, like on all kinds of like social medias, news is basically everywhere. Like it can be anything. Like NFT is basically a proof of ownership of a digital asset. So it can be a piece of music, it can be a piece of artwork, it even can be a real life like property. So it can be anything. So like I know that later on we will have another panel like following is talking about NFT. So stay tuned for more information about NFT. So the next question will be, what do you guys think of the Korean blockchain market? And give us some opinion on this. Andy?
Sure. So I've been in the Korean market since 2017. I think in terms of the Korean blockchain market, it has always been growing, right? So right in the very beginning, we all know that Korea is actually the incubation hub, innovation hub, for blockchain technology. We have talked to the big companies, from Samsung to Hyundai, and to different governmental level, since 2017. I dare say that since then, all of them are very mindful that blockchain technology is something that they will embrace. So you look at today, of course, they are all embracing blockchain technology. They like blockchain technology. And because blockchain technology has a more forward-looking path as compared to the traditional technology space, many of the traditional tech guys who are in the fintech space, for example, they are all shifting into the blockchain space. And this is a very clear sign that the technology itself and the industry itself are growing. You know, we don't need to look at the amount of companies, a number of companies that are here who are dealing with blockchain. All you need to do is to just look at the global market. Maybe you can look at Binance, you can look at maybe Upbit and so forth. The number of projects that are blockchain related, you know, with a very good use case, not just cryptocurrency, with very good use cases, a huge percentage of them comes from South Korea. And I do believe as we move on and we progress on in the blockchain agenda, you know, with a proper education, like Davy has mentioned, with a proper awareness of how blockchain can really be part of our lives, you know, that kind of thinking and that kind of logic would definitely grow the technology itself to another level, you know. So this is what we believe, and I believe. You know, I have been around, I wrote books in Korean languages and so forth. You know, we believe that in 2030, you know, blockchain will be embedded in our lives without us knowing too much. And it will help us to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of some of the things that we are doing right now. You know, not only data storage, you know, but I'm talking about a different level of automation. You know, so this is how I see blockchain, not just so much of a database, but it is actually an opening point for a fully automated economy, you know, if I may say. Thank you.
Davy, please.
If you remember, if I wind the clock back, in 2016, 2017, 2018, there was 3 huge markets on blockchain. One was China, another was Korea, and then third was Japan, right? In 2016, 2017, 2018. So coming back to Jenny's question, how is this going to evolve for Korean market? The passion, I think the passion in Korean, your entrepreneurship is amazing. So I see that Korea can lead the market in blockchain. Take example, in 2000, the Sony of the world, the Panasonic of the world, the Sharp of the world was dominating the market. Today, in semiconductor and TV screen, is really Samsung and LG. In car, Hyundai as well. So because your entrepreneurship is very unique, I remember 10 years ago, I was reading Fortune magazine. Samsung chairman was bringing out all his lieutenants to a golf course. He said, if any of you can hit 300 meters, right, I will give you a bonus. But if you don't hit the 300 meters, you got to drink. You got to drink whiskey, right? You can see the uniqueness of Korean market. And I'm confident that you will lead the blockchain market over time. And I say I have the privilege to work with Mr. Kim, Mr. John, Mr. Andrew, and bro Andy here, right? I'm very confident that blockchain itself, the Korean will lead the market. Thank you.
这个是关于那个韩国市场的看法。
韩国市场是一个相对开放，而且是投资热情相对来说比较高的一个市场。在韩国市场上面的这种基础建设可能相对来说会薄弱一点，而区块链技术是一个跟金融息息相关的这个技术。那从目前来看，这个区块链技术的这种应用，未来很可能大概率是在金融领域优先开放。那韩国其实韩国的青年人对于区块链这种投资的热情会非常高。那青年的这种入局，未来是整个行业里面变革的一个发展的新生力量。那从这个角度来讲，韩国市场未来的这种拓展性可能会更高。那韩国的这种政策监管，我觉得未来可能会更开放一些，包括一些这种合规性的监管，未来可能会成为一个大的趋势。无论是从财政还是税收这些角度来讲，那韩国的市场的这种发展空间可能会更大。 可以跟无论是跟中国、新加坡或者香港这些很多地方的这种区块链的这种企业的协作，可能会更加的紧密之间。对。
Korean market has always been a very opening up and very hot market for the blockchain. But the infrastructures are not quite there yet. But the regulations are like the world leading. Like you are having like the regulation systems, like you are having like all kinds of organizations, associations. So people are working on it. And since blockchain is like largely related to, like greatly related to finance area, so he think that in the future, the finance area, like the DeFi and those products, like they will like go forward, and others like will follow up, like the other infrastructures. And in Korea, one thing is like very special about Korea. Like there's a lot of young people getting into the blockchain industry. They're trading themselves. And we all know that the young people is the leading power of the future. So we definitely have a like great belief on the like blockchain industry in Korea in the future. And since the regulation is like forming up and Korea is opening up, so we are looking forward to have like more interaction of Korean blockchain companies and the other companies from China, Singapore, and all around the world. Thanks. Dr. Michael?
Yeah. Protocol technology matures the very well-known Korean game company and contest company is starting to building their own ecosystem. A typical example is Kakao Games. They announced Bora Ecosystem 2.0, which is based on Clayton Coin, well-known Korean game and entertainment companies such as NeoWiz and Sandbox Network were involved as partners. As you know, Korea has been leading the world in entertainment fields and such as games and K-pop. In fact, it is not the exaggeration to say that all of these various revenue models in the gaming field were first made in Korea. Therefore, I think that if blockchain and NFT spread in earnest in these fields beyond the work of art, the result could be spread all over the world. I believe that absolutely Korea will make a next future. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Seems like all of us agree that Korea got a bright future and it's gonna lead this industry in the future. And now we have our final last question, which is the most important questions. I guess all the audience are looking for this answer. Like, what is the trend, the theme of 2022? What should we look at? What should we be investing on? Andy. Yeah, what to buy?
This is a very big question. You know, what should we invest on? I think right now at this current moment, you know, everyone is talking about NFTs, right? So I think NFTs are something that we should really look at seriously, because the use case for NFT, again, let me emphasize this, it's not just about K-pop idol cards or collection. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can have good utility, like you know, looking at housing deeds. You know, so there's a lot of utility behind. So this is number one, you know, first kind of investable product. Second kind, I have to say that again, you know, I'm always looking at projects with big communities. You know, 1 million community, 100,000 wallet holders and so forth. Those are some of the key projects that I always look at. You know, the big ones that I can see, you know, will be things like SafeMoon, for example. You know, some of the other projects I'm involved in, it could be Kishu Inu, for example. You know, these kind of projects, they have big community, big holder base. These are things that I will invest. The last kind of project that I will invest in personally myself, to look at things with a slightly real life utility, you know. So it can be things that are talking about very, very old style things, you know, like a power plant. You know, it could be even mining, for example. You know, so these are some of the things that I look at. That's for myself. So I hope everyone can invest with caution and also look at the real underlying value of the project that you invest in. Whether it's going to be a meme coin or whether it's going to be a NFT, for example, you just need to look at the underlying value. Thank you.
Davy, please.
Thank you. Again, this year, the chairman of Singapore Celebrity Association, he wants to NFT his celebrity, right? I have Singapore itself, there is real estate they want to tokenize. They want to do tokenization of gold mine. They want to do NFT of some artists. In China itself, they have the Emperor Antiques, worth billions of dollars, they want to do NFT. Again, I hate to say that, but honestly, because the focus should not be just making profit in the short term. We should look at investing. I hope all of you in here think about investing. Number one, you should focus on credibility of your company as well as blockchain, because credibility is holding you guys back, right? And I'm very pleased, again, to work with Mr. Kim, because we've set up a Artroot fund in Singapore, a VCC in Singapore, which is tax-free, right, to work with us to build out the credibility. So I think it's some of you to build the mindset, it's not about 2022, it's about investing for the long run. Training, credibility, embracing regulation, you'll be a lot more successful. If this table is NFT gold, this table NFT art painting, this table NFT gold or something else, gold mine or whatever it is, you're only focusing on short-term profit. You have to focus on long-term, growing the market. If Korea wants to be successful, it has to invest for the long run, not 2022. And I'm very happy that I'm working with the right people who are looking at doing the right thing. So I really welcome all of you in the room to work with people like us, traditional bankers and finance guys, to grow the market together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Joe, 这个是关于那个2022年要投资些什么？
从投资学的角度来讲，我主要关注的是区块链的 Web 3.0的这种基础建设的项目，以及在加密货币里面的平台型项目。这是有两类，一类是这种基础建设，基础建设的公司，其实区块链技术是一个重构生产力和生产关系的这么一个技术，在未来，尤其是在2021年，无论是因为疫情，还是因为全球的这种金融货币的一些争端，造成了这个全球的这种金融出现了一些新的机会。那就是在这个基础建设的这个公司里面，很可能会出现一些类似于美国 FANG 一样的这种公司，五大科技巨头这样的公司，未来他们的潜力可能会去取代现有的这种互联网科技公司的地位。那另外一个是平台型的这种公司，平台型的公司的话，我觉得流量及利润，包括在互联网时代，大家都觉得流量是密码，是所有创造财富的密码。那这种平台型的公司未来可能会吸引有更多的这种用户，因为无论什么样的技术，有这种用户的这种基础，才能在未来的这种有发展有足够大的这种空间。所以我前面的话就是说，第一是投这种 Web 3.0的这种基础建设的公司，那基本上是投未来。那平台型的公司的话，基本上投现在，因为现在的这种用户的这种追求的热点，基本上都是在这些平台上面去实现。
Okay, Joel, like basically looking at two aspects. The first one is the Web3 infrastructures, because I think that Web3 is the future. Because in the past year, 2021, because of the COVID-19, a lot of things been on hold. So like this, the real world economy got influenced a lot. So he thinks it might provide a good opportunity for blockchain companies like us. So the blockchain company, like in our industry, there will be like many giants that will occur. Like they may got a chance to take over and replace the current tech giants. So that is the first thing that he's looking for, the Web3 infrastructures. That is for like looking at the future. But for the current, for now, like he will be like looking into those platforms, because platforms, they have the liquidity, they have the users. The one who have the users and liquidity and the trading volume, they got, you must invest in them. So those platforms may include like a trading platform or a marketplace. Like, yeah, for me, myself, I also like totally agree on this point. Like, you should invest on something got a good underlying technology that contribute to the industry, that change the industry. Or like at least it should have a great like fan base or like got users, like Andy mentioned and Joel mentioned. And Dr. Michael?
What I am interested in this is the combination of NFT and DAO, distributed autonomous organization. These two things is now positioned as a core monetization platform in various media fields. More important in the smartphone revolution was the App Store, a monetization platform in the smartphone ecosystem. Any developers in the world can sell and monetize their products in app stores. Looks like this. Now, NFTs are combining with DAOs to create a new decentralization of power in community-based content business such as online games. In other words, the ownership of the items in the games, which was previously monetized and monopolized by the game development company itself, is separated from the company. Investment in NFTs are therefore positive as they will continue to expand into new applications, not just in the games, but also the many other forms of applications. Because it is not the technology, it is not the pictures, art of works, it is the base monetization platform. That's my belief. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you all our panelists. I think that was a pretty good ending. And I will give the mic back to the moderator.